What's going on in the Ottawa real estate market? The stats are totally crazy. I'll explain what I mean. Please stick around. My name is Faiz Versey and I'm a real estate broker with LePage Team Realty in Ottawa. And I help people to buy and sell real estate. So if you have any needs in that regard, please feel free to look me up. I'll be delighted to see how I may be of help to you. So let's look at the stats for September of 2020 and try to understand why I'm saying that the stats are crazy. If we look at it, and there should be the picture on your screen now, it says unit sales. Unit sales meaning the number of units, number of houses that have sold in a particular month, in this case September. And if we look at the blue bars here, which is 2020, they went up and then they went down, then they went up and went down and going up again. As opposed to in previous years, if you look at 2019 and 2018, the bars were pretty much in a pattern that we could tell what was coming. But this year, it's crazy. And of course, the reason for that is that it's COVID. So the stats are absolutely crazy, but don't worry. I'm here to explain to you what all this means. And so hopefully we can read what we can into this to see what we can predict, what is coming down the road. That's going to be very difficult, but let's go there. So my friends, what happened early in the year is that the year started off as it did every year with increasing unit sales. And then we had COVID. Now, firstly, I should say that I hope that many of you, or none of you, all of you have been able to stay away from COVID. And if COVID has affected any of you, my thoughts are with you. And I do hope that you will recover very quickly, God willing. So now, what happened in March, we got hit with COVID, and then we had this decline in the number of unit sales. We were worried. We didn't know what was happening. That was a time of great uncertainty. And by the way, at that time, I did a video, and amazingly, this year I've had an amazing luck with my videos, with my predictions. They've been pretty much spot on. If you go back and look at all of my videos, let's say from January, in January, I'd mentioned that the Ottawa real estate market may increase in price-wise by 8 to 9%. As you'll see a little bit later, we are pretty much on target, beyond that actually. Then I've mentioned things like in March, I said that folks, hang in there. Whatever is going to happen is going to be temporary. I don't see this as being a long-term effect on the real estate market, and that's exactly what's happened. And then at that time, there were a lot of people who were singing or saying doom and gloom. For example, there was a CMHC report that said that across Canada, we're going to see a 9 to 18% decline. And of course, I don't know what's going on in all parts of Canada, but I had said in one of my videos that I don't see the negatives that, I haven't seen that report, but the negatives that perhaps were in that report, I don't see any negatives in Ottawa. And that's exactly what's happened. As well, I had mentioned somewhere in my videos, maybe in the June one, that the government interventions like CERB most likely are not going to end. And that's exactly what's happened. So folks, a lot of that is fluke. Some of that, a little bit of that is the fact that I do study the markets. I study economics, I study demographics, I study interest rates. I try to figure out what's going on and try to make sense of it all. And that's what I'm going to try and do today, to give you a picture of what is going on, what can we expect, and what does all this mean for you. Okay, so in March, we had this decline in unit sales, and then we started to recover as we calmed down, as the government gave us a lot of directions on how to conduct ourselves. And as we realized we are human beings, we are adaptable, so let's get on with the game. And slowly, the market started to recover, and all of this pent-up demand that occurred in this V got released during the summer. And just when we were expecting this graph to continue on downwards like this, it popped up, okay, in September. And that's why I'm saying that the stats are crazy. So where do we go from here in unit sales? Nobody knows, all right? So that's the part that I'm going to tell you that my prediction at this point in time is, I think this is a total crapshoot. I have no idea where this is going. So you could just shut the video off now and say, okay, well, that's it then. But if you stick around, hopefully I can add some more insight into what is going on. So unit sales are up. And to understand this, we're going to have to go back and forth on a few graphs, okay? The next one we'll look at is the average sale price. So the average sale price has been trending up. Now, in January, I said we would trend up. I'm expecting an increase in prices this year of approximately 8 to 9%. We are way past that, as you'll see in the next graph. I think it might surprise you as it has me. Yes, we did have a little dip here in March or April. In April because of COVID, but pretty much we've recovered and are trending up. So let's look at the next graph. This gives a surprise to me. It may surprise you as well. Okay, so what's happened here is that we've got a figure here. I'm going to grab my glasses to just make sure I got that figure, 622,557, 622,557 for residential. So this one here is combined, residential and condo combined. This is breaking it down into residential and condo. And the number now for a residential, average price of a residential home is 622,557, which is amazing. I think that's an all-time high. Now, the reason I'm saying that is that in Ottawa, this is a story for another day. It's a big seminar, it's an important one, that we don't often get reversals in price. We tend to generally go up a few times. Yes, we've had some reversals. And I'll take you through a 60-year history and I'll explain that so that you can understand that. So because we don't have too many reversals, I'm figuring that this must be an all-time high. All of these numbers must be all-time highs. Now, condos, we dipped slightly in this month of September, but compared to the beginning of the year, from 310 to 373. Residential from let me just take a look here again, 500 to 622. My God. So these are amazing returns, maybe in the range of 20% plus minus, somewhere in that range. If I do the math, which I won't do right now. So just eyeballing it is it's about 20% or so. That is amazing. That tells me there's a lot of demand happening in the market, okay? So this is where we are starting to get some insight into what is really going on. And we'll take a look at another graph to see what more we can glean. So now something called listings have gone up. That's a great news because the more houses we have in the market, the more chance we'll have of a balanced market. Right now, it's all skewed towards sellers, as I'll explain again in a few minutes. But here's the interesting thing. Listings went up, but which is the graph? Okay, but maybe it's this one. But total active inventory at the end of the month is been pretty much flat throughout the year. And it may be a slight bump here upwards, but it should have gone up a lot more because we have a lot more new listings. So here's my insight into that. Here's what I think. My interpretation of that is what happened was we also had increased unit sales. So pretty much everything that came on the market got gobbled up by people who want houses. So what this is telling me is that the demand is very strong. And that's why the prices have been rising throughout the year. And I don't know what's going to happen next, but that's where we are. So let me explain this demand and supply situation just again for your perspective. So, which will explain this increase in the average sale price. So I've explained this many times in the past in my other videos. I'll do it again for the new viewers. If this is demand, so we have demand which is up here, and we have supply which is down here in Ottawa. Now, in this scenario, what has to happen is that we need a price adjustment to achieve equilibrium. So the prices have to rise to achieve equilibrium. And that's what we are seeing here, an increase in the prices. Okay. Now, if you want to know why demand is going up, please watch my January video, which I've entitled something along the lines of Faiz Versey's Daring Predictions. I've described exactly why we have an increase in demand. Please go and take a look at it. So that's our scenario, my friends, is that we are still, okay, is this? Yeah, we are still, what is this? Average selling, okay, average selling time is a good graph, but we'll skip it for today. And what is this one? Okay, this is a nice one. We already talked about this one. Inventory absorption rate is sitting at less than a month. We have less than a 1 month's worth of inventory, so we're still very tight. And that's what we're seeing in the market. We are still seeing multiple offers. What is a multiple offer? Multiple offer is where you have one house and maybe you have 1, 2, 3 buyers. And out of the 3 buyers, 1 will get this house, but there's still 2 more buyers out there. So what that means is, this is very interesting. What that means is even though the unit sales are here in September, the demand is way out here because there are still 2 more buyers in the market who are looking for a house. Okay, so that's our situation in Ottawa. Now, what does all of this mean? If you've stayed with me so far, I honor you. You are brave. And if you have, then because this is a lot of technical stuff. Let me try to bring this to a level where I can explain to the average consumer, which I hope possibly yourself, or you may be a very technical person, which is fantastic. But if you're the average consumer, I honor you. I honor all of you for staying with me. Hopefully, I can now explain to buyers and sellers what all of these charts and all of my gobbledygook that I've said for the last, I don't know how many minutes, 5, 10 minutes. What does it all mean? So here, let's look at this graph which says sales to inventory ratio. It talks about seller's market, balanced market, buyer's market. My friends, right now we're in a seller's market. Seller's market means that this situation, we have a lot of buyers, very few houses for sale. So sellers can command a good price. We have we haven't been in a balanced market for a long time, maybe about 18, 19 months. The last time I can see over here was back in 2019. We might have been in this yellow band here, a balanced market where we got quite a few houses that are available for sale, not as many buyers, so there's a nice balanced market. Yeah, buyer's market we haven't had for many, many years, where we would have had something like too many sellers, right? We haven't had that. Right now, there's a huge demand. If you want to know why, please go and watch my January video, and that explains it in detail. So, my friends, what does all this mean for buyers and sellers? Okay, so for Mr. Buyer, as I've been telling again and again in all of my videos, Mr. Buyer, if you are interested to buy a house in Ottawa, please buy. Just buy. Come and talk to me. I will help you through all the steps, and especially the strategies that we have to use today in multiple offers. And the steps include everything from looking at your financing, looking at your needs and wants, showing you homes, and then perhaps at some point putting in an offer, negotiating the deal, and going all the way through to closing. I can help you with all of that, so please look me up. Now, I'm saying just buy a home. Don't think twice about it, because, my friends, that's the nature of housing in Ottawa. I'm speaking only to Ottawa. I'm familiar with Ottawa. I don't know anything about the rest of the country. If you have needs anywhere else, if you're watching this video from some other part of Canada and you would like help, you can still phone me, because I work for a national company called LePage Canada, and we're a sub-franchisee here in Ottawa. And so I've got a huge database where I can put you in touch with anybody across the nation who will be able to give you competent and great service and advice. So please look me up. I'll be able to help you coast to coast and from border to the North Pole. Okay. By the way, it's me specifically myself. I focus on Ottawa. So, Mr. Buyer, buy a house. It's going to be good for you. In real estate, we say, listen to this, very important. In real estate, we say that I was hoping I wouldn't get this phrase wrong. Let's try it again. The phrase is, don't wait to buy a house and then wait. Okay, that's what we say. So please heed that. I look forward to speaking with you and to see if I can be of any assistance to you. Now, how about sellers? Again, for sellers, I can be of great help to you. Even though it's a seller's market here, if you price your house incorrectly, it is not going to sell. Okay, so you need my help or the help of another broker or real estate salesperson. Give us a call. And if you call me, we can, there are 6 things that I do for sellers. And the first thing is basically prepare the property, and then look at the pricing of the property, and then look at the listing aspects. There's a lot of information that I need to share with you. Then look at marketing of the property. That's very, very important to give you the exposure that would attract the best price. And then after that comes the negotiation. That alone, we can make a lot of money in just the negotiation part if we do it right. And then, of course, the final step is to make sure that everything goes through to closing smoothly. Your property is not sold until the money is in your bank. That's it. So, my friends, I try my best to give you an excellent service through all of those steps and net you the best possible return. So if you would like to find out more about that, please feel free to give me a call. I'll be delighted to have a no obligations discussion with you, and then we can go from there. If I can help you, that will be super. So my friends, there's really not much more that I would like to share with you now. I think you've got the picture. To summarize, it's been a crazy year. Where it's going to go in the short run, I have no clue. Nobody really knows. In the long run, property tends to go up for buyers, and that's a pretty safe bet. For sellers, if you got to sell, you're selling for a certain reason. There are many reasons that sellers sell. Well, then now is a great time. Make use of this opportunity. And so that's it for a recap on the real estate market. My friends, if you have any questions, please note them down in the commentary below, or give me a call. That'd be fine too. And what else can I say? Yes, please. If you like the video, please click like. And if you didn't like it, then you could click dislike. And if you can, please also click the subscribe button. That would be great. And in the subscribe button, I believe there is a notification bell. Click that, and that's all great. All of those things help me. Sorry, just a moment. So all of those things help me to get this video out into the universe, because wherever I'll put this, maybe YouTube or some other platform, the algorithm likes to see these type of activities or comments. And that all helps to get this message out across. And I hope so. There'll be more people in Ottawa who would like to know what is going on in the real estate market. So please do those things. My friends, I hope you stay safe. And until I speak with you again, take care. Bye-bye.